Long Finance is a show that gives crediting assortment yield age and security on the Ethereum blockchain. In essential terms, Yearn provides clients with a wide bunch of DeFi decisions that will moreover explore later, generally making exceptional yield farming open to everyone. The endeavor has collected a lot of thought since its farewell in July of 2020, regardless finishing out at more than 90,000 in 2021. Long Finance can be challenging to appreciate for novices in the DeFi space. For hell's sake, even I expected to place in a few hours, going into the dull opening, to sort out how it capabilities, so we ought to isolate it a bit. While yearnfinance is generally famous for its vaulting, it's been their key selling point. Clients can store crypto assets in vaults and obtain a yield from it. Store Chainlink link for example. And with vaults you will procure link from it. Likewise, the benefits are earned by any miner, and every so often they could really reach 72. 80. The association with which Yearn achieves these shocking returns is exceptionally jumbled, so we'll endeavor to isolate whatever amount of we can. The first is to store a crypto asset, then the splendid understanding includes it as assurance and gets stablecoins in its place. Long then uses these stablecoins to find and place assets into yield, developing astounding entryways, subsequently moving the resources and rebalancing the hypothesis. Once new circumstances arise, the show will normally change over the advantages back to the emblematic you kept. Likewise, Yearn to be completely decentralized infers that the neighborhood power all the vault yield extending methods are arranged and projected a polling form by the neighborhood. The whole circumstance endeavors to restrict a horrid issue for the DeFi social class: gas charges. In actuality, by using vaults, your gas charges will be basically restricted than what they would be if you did everything in isolation with Yearn. The show will move your crypto assets among the principal DeFi crediting show stages. Overall compound DIDX and OV are totally moved up to get clients the most raised possible yield. Long Finance has today grown such a lot of that Yearn can't simply dump all of your resources in a solitary pool, expecting it did. That would profoundly change the yield. Today Yearn finds the best assignment of your resources by consistently moving and changing, considering clients adding and pulling out from pools. You could clearly use a phase like OV and supply the liquidity yourself, but you'd have to screen it. Solidified him as a DeFi nice. You couldn't demand any better beginning today. He ensures he isn't by and large successfully drawn in with every day of yearnfinance, but he really is seen as a sort of figurehead to the neighborhood. As we referred to beforehand, partners are engineers that the neighborhood powers have yielded for a limited proportion of time. Additionally, the structure is exhibiting to work, considers thus the gathering point of fact merits 5 raises of fibbing a DeFi project, so not there of psyche of any central affiliation. The neighborhood, an essential piece of the climate changes, are inspected and made on Yearn's organization, gathering people from the neighborhood behind the creation of new vaults frameworks. As we've referred to earlier, a couple of people become piece of the Yearn multisig and get more pioneer powers. The activity is fortunately over in a brief time and is perfect to avoid power trips. It helps the endeavor manufacture and creates besides to develop all the organization processes. Yearn has even set up an entry on Boardroom. Besides, yearnfinance has in like manner obtained some clout through web-based amusement stages on Twitter. It has amassed a following of 120k, more than 15,000 people on Discord, and practically 6,000 on Reddit. I don't really want to be excess anyway. Yearnfinance has won the best organizations in the DeFi space, so again, 5 raises 5 choice with respect to Yearnfinance is impeccable, achieving a shocking 2020 market cost assumption. Wallet investor is bullish on ETH. It predicts the emblematic coming to 115k in 2021. Also shockingly more ideally 322k in 5 years. High-level coin price Digitalcoin predicts ETH coming to 118k in 2021 and 255k in 5 years. Again uncommonly bullish long forecast. Long forecast has a relative assumption that ETH will reach 167k this year and 364k in 5 years. In conclusion, my ETH price prediction 2021 long finance has wonderful fundamentals, scoring 2020 by our standards. Everything is perfect. In addition, that is certainly not a common occasion. particularly with mid-cap altcoins however. We ought to look at the expense, will we at the hour of forming yearnfinance has as of late plunged under 50k. The endeavor has a market cap of around 1,800,000,000. The 58th most prominent long finance and near endeavors for instance, Badger DAO are in the midst of an advancement cycle liquidity developing and blockchain asset tokenization will be the point of convergence of thought in the crypto world for the following years. Such errands like this will detonate, particularly if they have a couple of unimaginable fundamentals. Long finance is at this point dynamically being the T. The L complete worth locked is around 3,600,000,000, which is by and large twice more prominent than the market cap. Ideally the market capital extent should be around 11, so the picture is clear. ETH at this cost is misjudged, so along these lines I believe yearnfinance to be an unprecedented hypothesis. Additionally I guess that ETH will come to the 120k 150k domain before the year's more than and reaching 500k by 5. Except that crypto yield developing goes standard extensively further from this point forward and shows up at the ordinary monetary benefactor, expecting customary moderate endeavors position in light of everything. The sky is the limit for an endeavor like yearnfinance. This isn't money related counsel, I'm simply presenting my perspectives and you shouldn't assemble your theory decision as for them. Consistently do all fundamental examination and trade constantly. Long finance cost conjecture. 2025 considering the data and dispute spread out more than an expensive ETH token in 2025 could be in the 200k 500k domain. A somewhat long reasonable check 300k long finance cost assumption 2030. We are at this point unsure if yearnfinance and similar endeavor really have a long future and ETH token could be worth 0 of each and every 2030. As the endeavor most likely won't exist by then. At that point, chances are 50-50 in our eyes for that to happen in any case. If ETH keeps its place at the most elevated reason behind the yield developing food chain, it could show up at 1 meter per token. Is yearnfinance worth placing assets into long finance? Is a savvy hypothesis for the current second when the market is in the bull run. Normally such more current undertakings do exceptional well when the by and large crypto market is in the green and they beat other better known projects by a ton. Regardless, try to leave them in time as they will regularly